You know, there's something that is quite unsettling about the world we live in today. We call it modern, free, progressive. But if you look closely, you realize that something precious has gone missing. Something that once held societies together, something that made conversations meaningful, something that shaped the rhythm of our relationships. Respect. We no longer respect people. We measure them by the status, by how loud they can be, by how fast they can clap back. And kindness becomes some sort of weakness, and arrogance some sort of intelligence. Culture once taught us about boundaries, that it was not about control, it was about balance. It reminded us that words carried weight. The way you greet an elder, the way you speak to a stranger, and the way you carry yourself in public does not only reflect what you know, but also who you are. But in this so-called modern age, we have replaced reverence with rebellion. We confused respect for boldness. And anyone who tries to speak about tradition is brushed off as old school, oppressive. But let me ask you, what happens to a generation that can no longer differentiate between confidence and pride, between freedom and chaos, between expression and degradation? Post quotes about humility but insult people in our comment section. We demand to be heard but never stop to listen, and we call this progress. You see, culture is not the enemy of modernity, it's the soul of it. It gives modernity direction, just like a compass giving innovation direction so that it does not destroy itself. But when we detach modern life from cultural wisdom, we end up with this noise instead of wisdom, ego instead of empathy. Respect used to be taught through stories, through how our parents spoke to visitors, through the way we served food, how we addressed each other, how we dressed. It was the small gestures, not bowing down, but rising up in culture. Today, culture has made us clever, but not necessarily wise. Know how to argue, but never to understand. We chase validation, not virtue. We've mistaken visibility for value. And I'm not saying go back to the past. No, I'm saying learn from it. Because, of course, culture without evolution becomes bondage. But also you need to remember about that evolution without culture is emptiness. We need both. We need the roots and the wings. But somehow in the process of flying, we've cut off the very roots that nourished us. Modernity was supposed to liberate us, to open our minds, to help us coexist, and to create a fairer world. But somehow we've weaponized it. We use modernity to look down on others. We use modernity to justify disrespect. We use it to erase our values and call it freedom. True modernity isn't about how exposed your life is online, how fluent you are in foreign trends, or how quickly you can cancel someone who disagrees with you. True modernity is evolving without losing your essence, speaking truth with grace, to disagree without disrespect, to stand for something, not because it's popular, but because it's right. We are losing the art of respect in our homes, in our families, in our conversations, and even in our relationships. We don't honor the people who came before us, and we don't protect those coming after us. If modernity continues without moral guiding, it won't be progress. It will be collapse, dressed up in freedom. So maybe it's time we slow down. We relearn how to speak to each other. Relearn how to listen. Relearn how to respect each other. Because a society without respect is noise echoing in an empty room.